Welcome to Worms and Warriors, and welcome back to Grand Tactician Civil War, our Confederate campaign here, which started in July 1861. We're now in October 1861, so we've been going a couple of months here. Just before we get started, just an apology if you can hear a fan blasting in the background. I will try to edit it out if the mic picks it up, but if you can't hear it, it's absolutely boiling here where I am, so we've got a fan running. Anyway, but before we crack on, I've had some unit requests, which is awesome. However, I've had a bit of bother putting a couple of them together. Firstly, Bramborough requested the 7th South Carolina Volunteers. Unfortunately, I have not got enough recruits available to make a brigade from South Carolina. Not even a 1,500 man brigade, so it'll have to wait until we have some more guys in there, Bram, sorry. Now, I'm also trying to make this unit right here, the 1st Georgia Regulars from Georgia, with dark green coats and dark blue pants. Similar to the Georgia Irish American company that this fella came across. The request is from Project Lest We Forget. Alright, so he's requested a unit from Georgia, the 1st Georgia Regulars, which is fine, no problem of course. But he wanted the commander, James C. Gordon. Now, I found him. James B. Gordon, sorry. Well, I'm not sure. Hang on, let me just double check. Yeah, he's asked for Major James C. Gordon. Now, I can't find Major James C. Gordon. I can find Major James B. Gordon, who's sadly unavailable. Or we've got this guy here, John B. Gordon from Georgia. I wonder if maybe you mean this guy. Either way, there is no James C. Gordon in game that I can see. James B. Gordon is not available for this command. I'm not sure why exactly. But John B. Gordon is, and he's from Georgia, and I think it makes sense to stick him in. It's as close as we're going to get if that's not the correct guy. He's also a political officer, and he's not too bad. So that's who you're going to get. John B. Gordon. Apologies if that's not right, but this dude's not available anyway. And I'm not seeing James C. Gordon in game. Furthermore, we've got the Cajun Brigade, which was requested by Hamua Thuta, I think you say. I'll probably butcher the name, I'm not sure. But you've requested the Cajun Brigade from Louisiana under any Louisiana commander. We've gone for Franklin K. Gardner. Now you're looking pretty decent as well. West Pointer, Mexican War veteran, infantry specialist. So that works nicely, and we need some more troops in this Department of the West recruiting pool anyway. So other than Brahms, they're the two units that were requested, and I've put them in as best as I can. Now, both guys requested rifled muskets, but I would also like to request rifled muskets for all my guys, but we haven't got any available at the moment. We do have some Mississippi rifles on order, and I'll be sure to give these out to these two guys. The Cajun Brigade is some time away still. Let's have a quick look here. 18 days away. And the 1st Georgia Regulars are 25 days away. As you can see, those guys are obviously from Georgia. Mixed muskets for now. Dark green coats here with the dark blue pants, so looking pretty cool. The Cajun Brigade, I've gone for like a kind of light blue colour for the trousers, and like a red top, so they're quite easily identifiable, I would think, in battle. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, so Bram, I'll do your unit as soon as I can. But yeah, we don't have anybody from South Carolina available. 897 men, so maybe not too long. Yeah, okay, let's have a quick look. So in the last episode, we had problems in St. Louis. We pushed up with Polk, and he had his butt kicked at St. Louis. He's now pulling back towards Cairo. He's gonna bring in some more recruits, and we'll take stock and see what's what. Let's have a quick look at these front lines. We've still got this Union Army sitting down here at Batesville. We've moved Van Dorn across. He's going to have 12,800 men, so it's a substantial force. And we will look to throw these guys out of there. Possibly we'll move these two new units into Van Dorn's force for now. Or at least one of them. Maybe the Cajuns can go into Van Dorn's force. And we'll then try and push out whoever it is that's here, the Army from Mississippi. I'm not sure who the commander is. We haven't been close to them. We haven't fought them. Nothing like that. 14,000 of them. So Van Dorn coming up for 13,000 man strength. Should be able to do something with those. We're going to leave the Missouri State Guard right here. 8,250 men once they get their last few recruits in. But that's not many, as I'm sure you can appreciate. So yes, we are in a bit of a fix here. We are It's been a difficult campaign, this, I'll be honest. It's been really difficult in the 1.07. It's not just a case of walking in and defeating any army that you come across, because that's just not how it works anymore. Or certainly not for me. If you're outnumbered, you've got to really fight for it, and it's not easy. If you are finding it easy, then fair play to you, but not me. I'm finding it very difficult. Might be a little easier as the Union, I think, because you'll have the numbers and better weapons. We're stuck with mixed muskets for most of our troops here, and it's very, very tough, especially in the Western Theatre and the Trans-Mississippi. So I won't make excuses for it. It's just hard. It's the way it is, and I like that, actually. And it should be a challenge, but I don't feel like we've got the advantage at all, which is nice. Maybe a slight advantage in that Kentucky's flipped us, and we're holding nice and firm in Virginia. But I don't feel like I'm absolutely just walking all over the AI, and that's the way that we want it. So anyway, I'm not going to do too much more waffling on here. We're going to get started with the campaign, but we got these 1 pound Williams guns. They're almost like little machine gun things. So they've got 1,000 yards effective range, and they fire 40 rounds a minute. I've no idea what they're going to be like. They're not too expensive, actually. So I'm not going to order tons of those. I think maybe I'm going to order 32, and it's going to cost us 1.2 million. It's going to take 81 days. We're going to have 32. We'll try them out. We'll see what they're like. Like I say, I've got no idea what they're going to be like, but let's get them ordered. They should be here for 1862, obviously, because it's already in October. We're coming to the end of the campaigning season, and that's good for us, to be honest, because we can take stock and we get some weapons in. Because we haven't got anything really. We've got nothing at all. We haven't even got enough Springfield muskets to give out to a unit. Iron Napoleons, again, I'm going to order some of these guys in, but I mean, they're expensive. And to get numbers, it's going to take a long time. 2.3 million. And that's only for 64, but I'm going to order them. It's 2.3 million. It's probably going to hit our credit rating a little. But we need weapons. We can't fight this war without decent weapons. And we haven't got anything. The infantry weapons we're really struggling with. We've got 1,400 Springfield rifle muskets, but that's just not enough to equip a unit, as you'll know, obviously, if you've been watching this game. So anyway, the strategy remains pretty much the way it has been. We're going to hold our ground here now, and I'm hoping to see out 1861 without another major battle, except possibly here. Possibly. We'll see. Let's get started. So if you missed the last episode, it's worth going back and checking that out, because we have a nice fight at St. Louis, and it's not easy. Like I say, it's not easy at all. We are blockading St. Louis, and we've burned down the depot that was there. That should all help to slow down Union activity. Polk's got to pull back to Cairo, where we do have supply at least, which is something. Army of the Ohio coming for 19,000 men. Facing them is Albert Sidney Johnston with 11,600. Yeah, so our finances are okay, but I want them to stay okay. I'm not going to throw too much money at things we don't need. That's the key here. I've said it a million times already, and I know you're probably bored of hearing it, but it's what we need, not what we want. That's the aim of the game here. And we need weapons. Actually, Fort Gibson's got 500-man garrison in there. Tempted to move them out. You know what? I am going to move them out. We're going to move them into Van Dorn's army. It's only 500 men, but they are also armed with plains rifles. We also had a request for Hood's Texas Brigade, but I don't have enough guys to make another brigade from Texas. But when we have, I'm happy to do that. I was thinking about putting them in anyway into the Army of Northern Virginia. Well, once we have the Army of Northern Virginia. I'm very short on troops everywhere. So I'm going to put a little tiny artillery battery in there, in that fort where we just moved the infantry away from. Fort Gibson, just to have some troops in there. And we're moving those guys across into Van Dorn's army, so it's going to bump his numbers up a little bit more. I know it's only a 500-man unit. Let's where are these guys from? From Texas. I'm going to call them the 1st Texas Volunteer Infantry. I have no idea if that's what they are, but that's what they are now. Only 5 months left on their contract anyway, but yeah, that's okay. So our credit rating is still fine. It's AAA. That's great, and I want to keep it as close to that as we can. And Polk's taking a long time getting out of here. We've got 552 sick men, 5 deserted or missing, and 543 currently wounded. No activity in the east at the moment, which is fine. It suits me down to the ground. We've now passed 100,000 men in the field. We're working on industrialization 1, which is almost done. So Polk's starting to pick up more supplies. 68% is going up as we're coming closer to this depot. So once we're resting here, it should hopefully start sorting itself out. This depot is almost finished as well, and once that is finished, I guess the army of the Mississippi is going to start moving. Oh, what the... These actually come after us. Well, we are going to withdraw from that. We've got 7,300 men with low morale. Interesting that the Army of the West has come bombing after us, so I think what... Do we push back in here with the Missouri State Guard? We've got industrialization 1 anyway. So I'm going to go with arming civilian ships next. It's going to get us access to cheap, small ships, which we want to fill the rivers up with, basically. It might be that we lose Cairo here because I just don't see how I'm going to stop this advance with our low morale troops. It's just... We've got no weapons, we've got nothing here. You should only fight when you have a decent chance of winning, and I don't feel like that this is it. Oh, we can actually give some weapons out to Lane's brigade because he's now so low that we're going to give him Springfield rifles. Now that might be helpful. Let's do it. Anything's better than those mixed muskets. A couple of days and he's going to have a bunch of reinforcements in, but I mean they're going to be brand new troops and God knows how they're going to do. Can we hold out at Cairo? I really don't know, and we haven't got anybody to put in there. Like, I know I've said it like 1,000 times, but there's nobody there to fight. Nobody to help. We're so thinly stretched. If I move Johnston away from here, he's going to push south. But then realistically, are we going to be able to defeat this army with 20,000 men in it when we've got 11,000? I just can't see it. This is very, very difficult. Now readiness is shot to hell. And he's actually pulling back to here. My word. Why would he pull back to here and not to Cairo where the supply... I just don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me sometimes, this game. Surely if you were pulling back, you would pull back on Cairo, wouldn't you? Anyway, the Army of the Mississippi, where the heck are those guys going to go? Yeah, we've lost Cairo. But... So how can they just cross here? We've got 2 ships there and they can just cross the river. It's probably garbage. They didn't take Cairo though. So we're going to let Polk recover here. And then we're going to, once he's back into readiness, we're going to go back to Cairo. The speed at which these guys move as well is crazy compared to ours. They've come all the way down here. I mean, granted, they may have used the train, but now they're here where they're going. If they're going down here, then we definitely got problems. Okay, so Van Dorn's at 13,500 men. Pickett's brigade's ready. Going to send them to Magruder. Polk's now got his men in here, 15,800. Van Dorn's actually got access to some rifled artillery, which is not that common for us at the moment. Terribly armed units overall, though. Infantry-wise, we've got nothing. We've got that tiny unit with the plains rifles. And we've got Pierce with Springfield muskets. But other than that, Hood's here. So Hood's actually here with the Texas Brigade. But he's in the Western Army. And I need him there for now, so I'm not shifting him, that's for sure. So we've got McCullough's division, Bowen's division, Stevens' artillery division, and Claiborne's infantry division. Less than 4,000 men in that one. That's Maury and Barton, all mixed muskets. So I think if we're going to a fight, it's going to be a tough fight. I know I keep saying it, but all the fights are really tough. 1,500 disabled now. 139 deserted. So I suspect we're going to hit winter quarters real soon. I mean, I think it's the end of October that normally winter quarters start. So Polk is at his destination. We're going to let him recover. Okay, we've hit winter quarters now. And bearing in mind that we need weapons, I'm going to go for rebore muskets here. And we're going to get some ordered right now. And hopefully the next campaign and season, we're going to at least start with the majority of our guys not having mixed muskets. Reboard muskets are not cheap either. We're going to order 25,000 of them. So that way we're going to have 25,000 reboards, 25,000 Mississippis, and 10,000 plains rifles. So that's going to help equip a whole chunk of our army with at least rifled weapons of some sort. We're going to minimize the movement during the winter time. We may have a winter offensive into northern Arkansas. We may. I'm really not sure. We cannot afford to throw any troops away. Got 17,000 recruits available. Army to the west is suffering from lack of supply. Pulling back up towards St. Louis, I would imagine. Jeff Davis for 6 years. Yeah. No, they're coming back. They're going to take Cairo, I think. Or are they coming for a fight? I don't understand how they can just travel on the river with our fleets there. I really don't. How can they do that? How can that even happen? Yeah, they're going to take Cairo. I'm going to abandon that. It's just not safe to keep it there. They would have taken it. Legal blockades. That's going to cost us intervention points, which is down to 20% now. We're fine for supply right here. It doesn't matter. So the civilian ships is done in 3.5 days, and after that we're going to go for the Conscription Act. We're fine for money. I mean, we're down to AA minus, but that's still okay. Okay, so Gardner's Cajun Brigade is ready, and we're going to send them out of Van Dorn into Claiborne's division. It's taken Van Dorn up to 16,000 men there when they get there. So I don't understand the point of the fleets here. Well, how could the enemy just get into the river movement? I just don't get it. Like these gunboats and stuff would stop them, surely. Transports without any escort, you know, they would just get blown out of the water, or at least suffer casualties for sure. It's got our civilian armed ships. Go for conscription next. The 1st Georgia regulars are also ready. I'm going to shift them into the Army of Tennessee. I'm going to make a new division first. It's going to be John C. Breckinridge's division. And there we have it. That's going to take Johnson to 15,000 men. It's just a bit more of a viable force. Don't really want to do any of these. I'm saving up these subsidies for something better. Not sure what yet, but I'm sure something else will present itself. Just letting time tick by. It's just winter quarters. There's nothing much happening. 62 is going to be a big year, though. Right, we've got a couple of ships ready here. The Clarence and Lapwing. I like that. Oh, and more stuff as well. Let's go for recruitment officers. It's going to get us 10% more recruits, I believe. 5% more volunteers, sorry. All right, that's okay. Let's have a quick look at the fleet here. What was it that was just constructed? 2 brigs. Oh, nice. We've got a bunch of these ships tenders as well. So we're going to create some more of those scout units, and we're going to send them out for a look. Oh, but actually, at the end of the last episode, I sent a fleet up here. I'd forgotten about that. A very small fleet. But I'm going to send them here, and I'm going to blockade these massive ports. At least for a little while. So these Union fleets are huge. I'm going to build up the Savannah Squadron. Okay, so I'm going to put these 2 brigs into the Savannah Squadron. And then once Virginia's ready, and these 2 steamers, they're going to go into our James River Squadron, and we're going to see if we can disrupt the blockade right here in the Chesapeake, because this is really strangling us off. 79% blockaded. But we are in the middle of winter. It's tough. We're just sitting pretty here. We're just waiting, basically. Don't understand why sometimes you double click and it takes you to the unit, and other times you can't do that. So I want no illusions that this is going to be an effective blockade. I mean, we've got 4 tiny little ships. But anything is better than nothing, isn't it? So put them in defensive stance, and I'll put the blockade on. Army of the West is pulled up to here, and they're constructing a depot. Okay. It might be an interesting one for us to push in and take. Question is an offensive in the northeast Arkansas at this point in November a mistake? It probably is, I think. However, the longer we wait, the more troops he's going to have in there. It's one of those trade-offs. Something happened there. Results of the battle. The Battle of Block Island Sound has ended with the Expedition Squadron 1 retreating. Alright. The engagement was desperate, with us being thoroughly outgunned and outmaneuvered. It didn't last very long at all. The condition of the enemy fleet is believed to be intact. My fleet has suffered 1 sunk. The condition of my fleet is good. Okay. Where are you retreating to? So that blockade didn't last very long at all, did it? Which I suppose it wouldn't have done. Where are they going? Nowhere? I thought it said they were retreating. It seems not. Let's put them back on blockade. It actually says we still have all 4... Oh no, it doesn't. It says 2 ships there, but I don't know. But anyway, the cost of a ship's tender gunboat is now $17,000. That's not bad at all. Going to build a few of them, another 4. 4th rate steamers, $21,000. We're going to build a bunch of these guys. This is actually a pretty good policy. I don't usually take this one, but the ships are so cheap. Not the bigger ships, obviously, but the smaller ships. Alright, so it's going to form the basis of another river fleet here. Got a few of these 4th rate and a couple of 2nd rate steamers, and yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Not sure what's going on with these, where they're not blockaded, they're not doing anything really. Let's just send them back. A couple more ships constructed. Well, hey, Joe Johnson is finally rehabilitated. Nice. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to replace Polk with Johnson. McBride sucks as well, but he's a political officer. I'm going to keep him in place there for now. I was going to replace him with Polk. Maybe I will. Yeah, I'm going to replace him with... we can't give it to Polk. Oh, he's Major General, maybe that's why. Okay, well, anyway, Joe Johnson it is, and he is definitely a superior commander here. He's got much better stats. He just got defamed after the first battle, which sucks, obviously. A couple of new scouting squadrons just formed up there. Funding 1 for the Union, okay. Conscription introduced, okay. More ships constructed. Germantown and Plymouth. That's our 2 sloops of war. Excellent. Looks like a pretty grim winter. Let's go with government funding 1 for the next one. We've got a bunch of things available. Okay, finally. We can do some artillery reforms and things like that. Let's have a look. So I'm going to go with the artillery reform first. This project updates all existing artillery units to battalions and allows recruitment of artillery battalions with up to 16 guns. Now that's, yeah, let's go with that one. Alright, so the overall situation is we are 93 national morale, he's on 79, 91 national support, 86 for them, 96 morale of armies for us, 79 for him. He's got 165,000-ish fielded, we've got 125,000 give or take. Navy tonnage, he's not amazing, but he's got a bit more than us. Battles won, we've won 7, they've won 5. Yep, I was just interrupted at the door there, and it's put me off my stride a little bit. Where we were. Battles won, 7 to us, 5 to them. Casualties, 14,000 for us, 20,000 for them, so pretty close all over. And we're evenly matched. A slight little swing towards the Union. I feel like we'll be in a better place come 62, the campaign season of 62. We're going to have better weapons, and our guys should be in just generally a better place. Okay, so since we're sitting here in winter quarters, I'm going to get these guys to build a depot. The depot right here in northwest Tennessee is going to be really handy, I think. 19,000 men there now with the Army of the Mississippi. Weapons delivered. We've got 10,000 plains rifles. Okay, cool. Medal of Honor as well. Nice. Let's just slow this down. Someone's rehabilitated. Evander Law. Okay, cool. So we can use him again. Okay, weapons. 10,000 plains rifles. Let's have a look at the Army of Tennessee. And we've got those 1st Georgia regulars. I'm going to go ahead and give these guys the plains rifles. Okay. So this force up here, the Army of Tennessee, is now a little better armed. We've got a few units here with rifles. In fact, even Springfield rifles for bait. So it's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. And you might have noticed there that I gave out some of the weapons to units with Springfield muskets rather than the mixed muskets. That's just so we could have some Springfield muskets, and I could then kind of even them out a little bit and get some better weapons out to the different units. Because, like, if we have a look at, let's have a look at Van Dorn's force here. We've got Springfield muskets. I'm pretty sure nearly everyone else. Well, that's that tiny unit with the plains rifles. I'm pretty sure that almost every other unit has got only muskets. Mixed muskets, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty much right. So the Cajun Brigade, again, someone requested those, so I'm going to go ahead and give them some rifles, which, you know, it's only right. Let's see if we've got enough Springfield muskets to give out at least. We have, yeah, cool. So we're going to give Hood's Texas Brigade, which is in this army, Springfield muskets, so at least that's that. So the Missouri State Guard is actually not badly armed, if I'm honest here. Oh, and I'm pleased to say that we've now got enough guys to make the 7th South Carolina Volunteers for Bramborough. Let's go right ahead and do that. Put on our coats. And we'll go with those sky blue trousers. Cool. Let's recruit those guys. They're going to fight in the Eastern Theatre. Elkanah B. Greer. Let's check him out. He looks pretty decent, actually. Where's he from? He's from Texas. Yeah, cool. Let's go with him. He looks like the kind of guy who'd be reliable. Couple more infantry brigades, okay. That'll do us. I think it's also taken longer for experience to go up for the armies and things, because, I mean, we've already fought a bunch of battles with these and none of them have got a perk. That's good. It should be like that. We've also spotted the army of the Cumberland now, so another 7,000 Yankees up there, along with the almost 20,000 of the army of the Ohio. So we're going to go ahead and recruit a couple more brigades from Tennessee for a new division. Fort Cobb Garrison's got 520 men in it. Let's get them transferred out of there. That's under Felix H. Robertson. Some more guys from Texas, and they're going to come out with their plains rifles, and they're going to join Van Dorn. We're getting ready for a spring offensive here. We want to throw the Yankees out of Arkansas. Tariff Act for the Union, okay. British intervention's back to 30%, but we're not going to be able to manage that, I don't think. We're going to do a little reorganising here in the Western Army. Just condense some of these units down a little bit. Time's ticking on. We're into 1862 here, January the 4th. Oh, Williams guns have been delivered. Okay, let's start giving those out to some of these guys. I have no idea what they're going to be like. I genuinely have no clue. Let's try. We'll give it out to these guys here. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's give it out to them. There's at least 6. So, like I say, I really don't know. They've got a 1,000-yard range. They fire apparently 40 times a minute. I don't know how long ammunition's going to last or anything like that. Your guess is as good as mine, unless you've used them, of course. Oh, we actually have got a perk here. I'm going to go with my favourite one, which is Ambulance Corps. 22,000 men in that army now. Wheeler's Infantry Brigade is ready. I'm going to upgrade their weapons. So we've got some plains rifles. We've got a couple more units of cavalry ready as well. These cav units are tiny, as obviously we know. Keep Fagan here with Pemberton, just so the unit doesn't disappear, basically. It's going to take him to 18,500 men, and that's a decent place to be for those guys. So I'm not sure what's going on here with the expedition squadron. It says he's got 1 ship, okay, but it says 4 ships there, non-disabled. But then we look through the list, and I think it's some sort of glitch here or a problem. I really don't know. If we open up the fleet, it says he's got 3. So he's either got 1, 3, 4, or nothing. He's got quite a lot of ships on the go. We've got a nice little base for like a real fighting fleet we've got coming up here. We've got sloops of war, double enders, and the CSS Virginia at 79% as well. So I'm going to replace this commander with the best one I can find, basically. Hollins looks pretty good. Jones also not bad. Initiative and leadership are on 3 for Hollins. I think we're going to go with Hollins. So Hollins is going to be in charge of the James River Squadron. We've already got a cotton-clad ram in there. We've got a couple of these little steamers, which I'm gonna shift them out of there because we don't want them getting just wrecked. We're gonna put these third-rate steamers in, which are slightly better and should be able to at least put up a bit of a fight. We're gonna put the sloops in. We're gonna put the double-enders in. We'll put one of the double-enders in. We'll save the other one for something else. And when it's ready, the Virginia's going in there as well, and we're going to start hopefully smashing up some Union shipping. Hopefully. 25,000 Mississippi rifles have arrived. That's just awesome news. And next we're going to go for the Tariff Act. It's going to hurt our European relations, but we're going to earn a bit of money and it's going to improve our home market. We're going to go with Cavalry Reform 1. It's going to let us have cav brigades up to 2,500 troopers. Let's do that. The Reform 2 allows you to have horse artillery, which don't feel like isn't exactly necessary at the moment. So the next thing I want to work towards is, let me just see here, organization reform. It's an expensive one. It's going to cost 3.5 million, but it's going to mean we can have full armies and corps. We want that. So the Western Army is now looking pretty powerful. Lots of rifle armed troops. We've got decent artillery as well. Well, but this is also now going to allow these units to expand a little more. Army of Tennessee, they're going to need some guns in here, so we're going to work on that now. We're going to recruit some artillery units into this unit, into the Department of the West. Actually, we've already worked on some. So let's upgrade those. We do have some guns available here. No, nothing amazing actually. I'm going to try some more of those Williams guns. But we're going to start transferring these guys out. That's going to take the Army of Tennessee to almost 22,000 men. And that's looking a lot better. Short on cavalry, of course. So Iron Napoleons already here. 64 of those. The conditions of our horses is poor, decreasing speed of cavalry and artillery. I'm not sure how you fix that. We're 100% for everything as far as I can see. I suppose maybe because there's no depot here, maybe there's no feed for the horses. Not sure. Or maybe it's just because it's winter. So the Columbus depot is ready as well. Let's transfer these guys out into the Virginia forces. Oh, I never changed these guys' names. This is Bram's unit. 7th South Carolina Volunteers. We're almost at the end of January. Bunch of ships ready. Forrest, General Quitman, Harmony, and Helen. That's all these 4th-rate steamers. Cool. Not that we've got any Union fleets on the rivers to fight, but, you know, still. There's a depot up there. Okay. That's a tariff act for us. We're going to go with impressment next. Cost of supplies go down. We get more recruits, but we do lose 3 support, but I think that's probably an important one to go with. Weapons production, again, this would be a good one, but increases the production efficiency. But I want to save up a bit more money here for the organization reform. Supply reforms, another one we could go with. Allows us to upgrade existing depots to levels 2 and 3 and greatly increasing the efficiency of depots, allowing them to support more and larger armies. Yeah. So again, that would be a good one, but it's not really what we need at the moment. Funny enough, supply is one of the things I'm not having an issue with at the moment in this campaign. Usually I do, but not this time. We've just spotted Army of Illinois and the Army of Tennessee as well. 15,000 men up there. Just kind of north of St. Louis. It's going to be a busy campaigning season coming up. We're in end of February. March the 1st. So we're coming close here. Jerome B. Robertson. Yeah, idea. We're going to put some more troops from Missouri in the field. Medium range carbines available now as well. It's hard passing these up, but same with Parrott rifles. I mean, these are all things I would like to have. Rifled artillery, but it's the organisation reform that I want. It just makes organising everything much easier. We must be close. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, almost there. And we do actually have some subsidies available now to build some stuff. We're going to save it up for a new factory though. We're almost there with that. We are facing substantial numbers up here. Everywhere. I mean, we're outnumbered everywhere. It's very, very hard. Okay, our Impressment Act has come through. We're going to go with government funding too. Oh, I've just accidentally automatically recruited these guys and it's recruited them as drafts. And obviously, I mean, I don't want that. Recruiting drafts hits your national morale and state support, I think, anyway, but that's no good for us. So just recruiting a couple of brigades here ready to help fill out the dead, basically, once we go into this campaign season. Alright, so we've got enough for the organisation reform, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and do that, and we can have full armies now, which I'll go ahead and set up soon. So we're now in April and out of winter quarters. So 5 days time, we're going to start pressing north. In fact, Sterling Price is going to start moving up towards Springfield right now. So we're going to create the Army of Northern Virginia under Lee. We're going to transfer some guys straight into there. Beauregard. Jackson. And Magruder. Okay, so that's one full army set up here. I'm going to rename this the 1st Corps. Jackson's going to be the 2nd Corps. And Magruder's going to... He can still be the Reserve Corps, that's fine. For some reason, it's put Lee up here. So this is kind of shaping out to be quite a long episode, which, I mean, it's fine. But there's not much happened. I hope it's not too boring for you guys. We've arrived at Springfield, okay. So this is a good place to make a depot. It's going to be like a base of operations for us. Hopefully, unless we get kicked straight out of there, which, you know, I hope won't happen. Van Dorn has now got his guys in. I think we're going to push. We're going to go on a little offensive here. I hope it's not a huge mistake. Meanwhile, I'm also going to form up the forces in Tennessee into a proper army. Samuel Cooper. Well, let's leave him in there for now. Okay. So they've formed down at Knoxville. Okay. Let's move him up a little bit this way. Just going to do a little shifting around with commanders. I'm giving Polk this division instead of Claiborne, and Claiborne's going to take one of the divisions in the Army of Tennessee. He's going to take Hardy's division. Hardy's going to take Albert Sidney Johnston's position, and Albert Sidney Johnston is going to take Cooper's place. And there we have it. The Army of West Tennessee, except we're just going to call it the Army of Tennessee. Hardy's going to have the 1st Corps. And Joe Johnston is going to have the 2nd Corps. Okay, cool. Happy with that. Oh, and we've spotted movement. The Army of the Cumberland is pushed south. Our readiness has dropped. I'm not sure why that is. I'm going to push Joe Johnston up towards Cairo, and we're going to see what we can see. So the AI is wasting no time here with a little offensive movement in spring. Just let him get his readiness back, and we're going to start pushing up here. We're going to start rampaging through Illinois. We still haven't got enough for a factory. We're going to put our hands in our pockets, and we're going to spend a little bit of money on a news agency. Let's build that up here. That should help us gain some intelligence. I don't want to take any of those. Oh, the Virginia's ready now as well. Okay. Let's see if we can't bust this blockade a little bit. I really hope we don't just lose all our ships. Oh. Oh. Okay. So Cadwalader has come down with the Army to Ohio, and he's going to take on Joe Johnston's 2nd Corps. All right, then. So we're into the campaign and season proper here. Ooh, and the Army of the Mississippi has moved as well. We've taken this depot. I wonder if they're moving up here to counter the Missouri State Guard. I mean, that would obviously make sense. So we've got some stuff going on here. But this should be an interesting fight. The numbers are pretty even. And Cadwalader, I mean, he's not renowned as a great commander. Joe Johnston needs to redeem himself after that debacle at the first battle where he was defamed when we lost. I mean, mostly by fault, of course. But, yeah, so that's going on, and we're going to see that in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of it. If you want a unit in the game, just let me know, and I'll stick it in if I can. Like I say, I can't always find the exact bits and bobs. Like, for example, I couldn't find James C. Gordon. I don't know if maybe it's a mixed up name, or maybe it's just a different guy who's not in game. I guess they can't have every single commander in the game, so who knows. But this should be an interesting fight. It should be really good, actually. The Army of Ohio versus the 2nd Corps of the Army of Tennessee under Johnston. Let's see what this brings, and it's going to be in the next episode, which will be coming soon. If you're watching this live, it won't be like weeks in the future. It'll probably be later today or tomorrow. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching once again, and I will catch you later. Ta-ra for now.